Yo, what's up, family? Before we start the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and share it in everyone that you can. Just get out there a little bit more. With that being said, let's get right into the video. Alright, how y'all doing? I hope y'all doing good. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, make sure you take your shoes off before you come in the house. And today, I'm bringing y'all 8 NBA draft prospects I think the Celtics should consider. Just a disclaimer, I don't want to sell any dreams, so any players that I think won't be there at 28, I did not include. I looked at a lot of big boards, looked at a lot of mock drafts, and that's just how I based it. Some of these players also may be a little bit more down the board, but I tried to bring some underrated guys that I thought for sure would be there that I still like. But with that being said, let's get into the video. First is Adu Thero out of Arkansas. Thero is a 21-year-old wing that measures in at 6'6" with a 7-foot wingspan weighing 218 pounds. Thero spent 2 years at Kentucky, then went with coach John Calipari to Arkansas where he blossomed as a junior. In 28 minutes a night, Thero averaged 15 points and just under 6 rebounds a night while adding 2 assists. He also does a nice job crashing the offensive glass, grabbing 1 point in the game. Thero is also adept at making plays defensively, tallying 1.6 steals and just under a block a game. Getting into the player, I think he is one of the best athletes and defenders in this class. Thero 100% has the tools to be a premier defender in this league. His NBA frame and tenacity on that end will allow him to guard 1 through 4 versus most teams. He's a strong lateral mover with very fluid hips and can guard play initiators, any type of wing scorer, and some bigs due to his body and physical traits. On the ball, his quick feet and size can disrupt anyone. Off the ball, he can thrive as a help defender and cause even more chaos. His rangy body and nose for the ball can be used on digs/stunts, and he can play multiple players in sink and field rotations. Staying on the nose for the ball part, he was one of the best thieves on the court this season with a 3.4 steal rate and ranking in the 98th percentile. He can also really pop as a shot blocker so much that I think he can be a Peyton Watson level wing protector. Offensively is where the areas of improvement are for Thero. His swing skill is his 3-point shooting. Thero cannot shoot the 3 right now, hitting only 25% of his trade balls on 1.6 attempts per game. We have seen athletic college wings come into the league and improve their 3-point shooting over time, but I think it'll be a really big deal if Thero can do that, because that's the difference between him being played off the court in the playoffs if he's in a rotation. His shot mechanics aren't broken, so I have a little hope there with the right team. Despite not being able to shoot, Thero still shoots 54% from the field because of his prowess from 2-point range. He shot 60% from 2 this season and is able to make impressive plays as a driver while still having so much room to improve. He is best when he's finishing plays, as he shot 64% at the rim with 45 dunks. He's a powerful straight line driver, and even with defenders giving him space to shoot the 3, he is still able to eat up that space and impose his will. He was also really impactful as a cutter, shooting 84% on 25 attempts. His attacking and physical nature was regularly too much to handle for opponents, as he ranked 3rd amongst draft declared players and free throw rate at 69.2. This translates to 6.5 free throw attempts per game, which is of course in the 99th percentile. But yes, he's now automatic from the line, only shooting 68%. So once again, an area where if he improves his touch, he can really be effective. The improvement area in his finishing aspect is when he's settled in the half-court seams, because he only shoots 47% on layups in these situations. I'm not sure if it's a touch issue or just a down year, but his percentages drop when he's not dunking or is able to just outright finish plays. All in all, I think Thero as a defender and an athlete are enough to draft him, but if you can ever get him to be a threat from the outside, you can really reap the benefits. First up in the group of bigs is Stanford's Maxime Reynaud. The 22-year-old listed at 7 foot barefoot with a 7'1" wingspan, weighing 237 pounds, has been flying up draft boards since dominating the combine scrimmages. Again, I've looked at a lot of mocks and boards, and it's all over the place with whether he would drop to 28. I personally don't think so, but he is still in that range, so I decided to look at him. Reynaud had a phenomenal season this year, posting totals of 20 points, 10.5 rebounds, 1.7 assists, 1.5 blocks, and 1 steal on 58% true shooting and 35% from 3 on 5.5 attempts. Reynaud had a lot of offensive responsibilities and an offensive load that only few saw his position. His 31.5 usage rate ranked in the 99th percentile, but he really showed how talented he is. The intrigue with Reynaud is how versatile of an offensive player he is at his size. He is a highly skilled 7-footer with a repertoire that includes everything you want from projectable 3-point shooting, high post/hub passing, touch inside the arc and at the rim, and a very fluid driver for his frame. Inside the arc, Reynaud has a deep bag in terms of getting the shot off. In the post, he uses a bevy of spin and back down moves to get to his post hooks that he can make with either hand. He also again is a really good driver for a 7-foot guy, and his handle is legitimately effective. He absolutely loves to use his pump fake to drive past bigger defenders and either finish at the rim or over smaller ones that impede his path. It's actually really impressive how much self-creation he does at that size. From the outside, he has shown enough to be projected as someone who can consistently knock down the three. Taking and making these in college made his pump fake a lot more believable, and partially because he has a slightly slower release. He's still developing as an outside shooter, but I think he could be more effective shooting less than 5 a game in the NBA. Most of his outside makes do come from pick and pop situations, which is important to making him a real matchup problem. His inside game will be on the minds of defenders when the screen is set, so he most times will have space to load up the three, which in turn opens up his driving game. Reyno also can make plays for others. He regularly hits cutters as a high post hub and has strong passing feel and has shown the ability to pass out of double teams this season. If Reyno goes to a team that really moves bodies offensively with rejects, slips, cuts, he can thrive. He can also rebound his ass off, again averaging 10.6 a game with a 28.7 defensive rebound percentage, which ranks in the 99th percentile. He averaged just under 3 offensive rebounds per game, coupling that with 3.6 second chance points a game, which ranked in the 98th percentile. He of course isn't a perfect offensive player though. I think he can get better at finishing through contact, getting to the line and making his free throws, and being better with some over dribbling he's displayed, but most of the questions will come on defense. Even though this is true, Reyno is fine on defense. He isn't going to post huge block or steal numbers, but he does a good enough job not to be a negative most times. He relies on positioning, awareness, and timing when guarding the rim. He does contest in the paint well most times, but I wouldn't expect him to become a shot blocker at the next level, just someone who legally challenges vertically. He does move better than most footers, which suggests that he would be able to hedge or even switch in some situations. I think he can actually be a better defender in the league with a scaled down offensive role and years of pro strength and conditioning, because while it's not elite per se, he does have the athleticism, but he will have to show way more consistency on that end. All in all, he of course needs to refine his game, but the tools he already possesses makes for a super interesting first round talent. Next is North Carolina wing Drake Powell. The 19-year-old comes in at 6'5", 200 pounds with a 7-foot wingspan. He tested stupidly well at the combine with the best standing vert and vertical leap. This season, the freshman Powell averaged 7.4 points, 3 rebounds with a 58% true shooting. Just like Thero, Powell will make his mark on the defensive side of the ball. Powell is without a doubt one of the best perimeter defenders in this class. He doesn't have the strength of Thero and won't project to be as versatile and guard most fours, but 1 through 3, this guy is a definite. I watched both of his tournament games and all 3 of North Carolina's Duke matchups, and I was so impressed that he will be my first full college player film session. Powell was put on the primary handler in both of the tournament games. He completely shut down San Diego State's leading scorer and assist man Nick Boyd, holding him to 0 points when matched up with him. Then next round he matched up with third team All-SEC member Sean Padula of Ole Miss and held him to 2 points. In the 3 games versus Duke, he primarily guarded projected top 10 pick Con Knipple and top pick Cooper Flagg. He held Flagg to 4 points in 2 games and Knipple to 5 points in 3 games. Powell is a very active defender with quick feet, and he uses his long arms to his advantage. He regularly clouded passing lanes, causing timing mishaps from handlers or turnovers. Opposing pick and roll handlers shot only 32% versus him this season. Powell matches this defense with premium shooting from deep, making him one of the clear 3-and-D prospects in his draft. Powell shot 38% from deep this season and really loves the right side of the floor. He shot 42% from the corners and 36% from the wings overall, but shot 47% from the right corner and 52% from the right wing on 17 attempts. All of Powell's 3-point makes this season were assisted on, so I have no doubt about his ability to fit into a role at the next level. While that is true, I believe he does have the ability to put the ball on the floor some and get a bucket and slash. His athleticism should allow him to have continued success at the rim, as he shot 69% from there this year on 61 attempts. He also showed flashes of being able to rise over smaller guys in the mid-range, shooting 44% from there, but if he wants to be a real plus on the offensive side besides just shooting, his handle needs to be tighter. He was not good when forced to create for himself, especially early on in the Ole Miss game. Only other con I have for him so far is that his screen navigation could use some work to make him an even better defender, and he can add some strength. All in all, I love Drake Powell as a prospect. Next big on the list is 23-year-old Ryan Kalkbrenner. Kalkbrenner, standing at 7'1" with a 7'6" wingspan, weighing 257 pounds, has backup big written all over him. The Creighton big had a phenomenal season, averaging 19.2 points, 8.7 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and 2.7 blocks with a 68% true shooting. He is an elite paint threat at both ends of the court, finishing and blocking shots at such high rates. On the offensive side, Kalkbrenner shot 80% at the rim, but also showed some footwork and touching the paint, making 57% of his shots there. Kalkbrenner at the rim is damn near automatic any way you slice it. He's an excellent pick and roll partner as he sets good screens and gives himself downhill and ready to finish wherever the ball is thrown, shown by his 86 dunks leading all of Division I. He has tremendous hands, and when you couple that with the size and touch, it's no surprise he can finish in almost any play type. He ranks in the 90th percentile on post-ups and cuts, 86th percentile in putbacks, and 83rd percentile as a roll man. As far as passing goes, I don't ever see him being a hub or anything more than a handoff passer and screener on offense, but he does show some nice flashes of passing. On defense, he is an elite anchor big and excels in drop coverage, and his positioning is off the charts. Coupling that with his sheer size and the way he uses angles makes Kalkbrenner a heck of a deterrent. This allows him not to only block shots at the rim, but floaters and threes taken close to him may be swatted. He also uses all of his basketball IQ in anticipation to get blocks when teams put his man in the corner. He's able to get over in time and save points. Now, you all should have already trusted Kalkbrenner given the things that I've listed, but he gets even more trustworthy. While being an elite shot blocker and deterrent, Kalkbrenner ranked in the 100th percentile in PF efficiency. This is the ratio of a player's blocks and steals to their personal fouls per game. This is just a fancy way of saying Kalkbrenner does all of his work without fouling a bunch, as he averages 2 times more blocks per game than fouls. Alright, now into 2 things that might give him problems at the next level. Kalkbrenner is a big human, which typically means he isn't going to be the lightest on his feet. Being a drop big works perfectly for him because he can use his length as the offense gets closer to the basket, but if he's asked to switch into space, things can get a little tricky. He's just not the most fluid mover, and agility is understandably hard for someone that size. Also, just under 9 rebounds is good, but for someone his size and for someone that plays that much, he doesn't rebound as well as I think he should. His 18.1 defensive rebound percentage ranks in the 71st percentile, and I think a lot of that has to do with his strength. Him not being the strongest guy can cause him to lose rebound battles with opposing bigs on both ends. Space can be carved out on him, and I hope NBA strength and conditioning can aid this problem, but a team with good rebounding wings could be good for him early on. Now, the last thing is his swing skill. There is a chance that Kalkbrenner is able to stretch the floor. He shot 34% this year on 1.7 attempts a game, all coming from above the break. His release is slow, but the fact that he's such a threat inside means that the defense will sink all the way in and just give him these looks. If he's able to get basically practice shots in the league along with off and in-season work, I think things could get scary. All in all, I think Kalkbrenner is a safe bet to go either late first or early to mid second and be a good backup big. Next up for the wings is 22-year-old Sion James. James is a 5th-year senior who transferred for his graduate season. He stands at 6'4" without shoes with a 6'6" wingspan while weighing 217 pounds. He spent his first 4 years at Tulane before coming to a stacked Duke squad and being one of the most complete players in the draft. James this season averaged 8.6 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 3 assists with a 64% true shooter percentage and hitting 41% of his threes. James was becoming the guy at Tulane, averaging 14 points and the most shot attempts of his college career his last year there. He then comes to Duke and takes the least amount of shot attempts since his freshman year and becomes everything they need. On offense, James did himself a huge favor this year and improved his 3-point mark that seemed to fail him the first 3 years at Tulane. He shot just 30% from 3 over that span, but in the last 2 seasons, he shot up to 39% from behind the arc. Multiple sources have also noted that his mechanics have come a long way since his early years. Attacking the basket, James does that as uniquely as anyone. With his 6'4", almost 220-pound frame, James is a tremendous downhill attacker. He shot 63% at the rim this year on 93 attempts. James is a very smart, high IQ basketball player, and that helps every aspect of his game, and it's no different with his driving. He knows when to attack off the catch, and when he decides to, that quick first step can't go unnoticed. His strong frame allows him to power through or over defenders that get in the way. James also couples that quick first step and strength with a nice handle. He also is a very unselfish passer that you can trust to initiate action sometimes. This year, he posted an 18.9 assist percentage, which was second on Duke behind Cooper Flagg. His IQ, selfishness, and touch allow him to throw a variety of passes very effectively. I see James at some point really settling in on offense in the league with what he's able to do in all phases. And then the defensive side of the ball is also super impressive. James's lateral quickness and strength makes him a really versatile piece NBA teams can look towards. He has very quick hands and reflexes, and his athleticism allows him to spring off the ground with going for a steal. Again, his IQ does him well in this area as he routinely rotates correctly and can clean up mistakes of his teammates. And to be completely honest with y'all, I don't think James's game has any glaring weaknesses. I would just want to see the 3-ball keep dropping, but the way he was able to come into a new situation and immediately carve out a role and be one of the most important players on one of the best teams should intrigue every team around the early to mid second round. Next up for the big man is 22-year-old Penn State specimen Yannick Niederhauser. Niederhauser is an uber athletic, physically imposing big, standing at 7 foot with a 7'3" wingspan, weighing 242 pounds. He made good transferring to Penn State this season as he averaged 13.6 rebounds and 2.3 blocks. Niederhauser's athleticism and size makes his NBA role as a play finishing shot blocker very clear. He shot 70% at the rim this year, dunking 65% of his makes, also ranking in the 88th percentile as a roll man and 95th percentile in transition. He probably won't use this as much in the league, but to my surprise, Niederhauser is actually really nimble for a big guy and has real post moves. He has a spin move and a drop step move he goes to often to either get to the basket or finish over the shoulder. As a shot blocker, he is absolutely devastating, and this will be his best NBA tool in my opinion. He led the MAC last year in blocks with Northern Illinois and then led the Big Ten this year with 2.3 blocks a game. His length, athleticism, and timing makes for someone who can consistently be a presence around the rim, especially in help. He's very quick to react to drivers as they turn the corner and coming out of nowhere to swat shots, but he does this very well. He does this well as he rarely guesses wrong. Him being able to cover ground helps tracking down drivers also. He uses his body in post defense situations well to cause tougher looks. So as far as his movement skills go, he's not stiff, but he's also not the most fluid lateral mover at the same time, so I'm not sure if a switching scheme will be best for him, but he looked okay hedging and getting back to his man, and if the pass went inside as he was recovering, he still could change or block the shot. Staying on areas of improvement, I would like to see how he can make passes at the next level because I didn't see much of that at Penn State. He's of course not going to be a hub level guy, but I want to see him hit cutters occasionally. Okay, I'm going to keep this part short because the numbers don't suggest it, but just make sure you hear me. Niederhauser shot 29% from 3 last year, and the jumper looks better than the percentage. I'm not saying there is definite upside there, I'm just letting you know. All in all, Niederhauser has a clear plug-and-play role in the league while also having areas where if he gets better in them on the offensive side of the ball especially, he can really be something. Last but not least for the wings is Georgetown's Micah Peavy. Peavy is a 23-year-old 5-year senior who completely blossomed as an all-around player, transferring to Georgetown this year and earning Big East first team honors. Peavy stands at 6'7" with a 6'7" wingspan, weighing 211 pounds. He averaged 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3.6 assists, and 2.3 steals with a 55% true shooting and 40% from 3 on 4 attempts. Peavy was a good two-way player the last 3 years at TCU, but he continues to evolve his game every season, showing early signs of work ethic to NBA teams. He averaged 6 points and shot 17% from 3 his first season at TCU and has improved his scoring average and 3-point percentage every single season and jumped tremendously this season after averaging 11 points on 31% from 3 his last season at TCU. Getting into Peavy's game, he can score any way you want him to, but he likes to make his money inside the arc. He shot 51% from 2 this season and is 10 2-point attempts per game, ranked in the 98th percentile. He knows how to get to the rim and score it, averaging 4.8 rim attempts per game, which also ranked in the 98th percentile. He shot 60% at the rim on 155 attempts and 42% from the mid-range on 97 attempts. From 3, he can still create for himself, but most of these he got off were catch and shoots, which suggests a smooth scale down from his 24.7 usage rate when he gets into the league. In the half court, Peavy shot a good 38% on threes, with 66% of them being assisted on. Peavy doesn't have elite athleticism like a lot of these other guys, but he does have craft, strength, frame, and footwork. He has a polished game all over the court, but especially on the mid-range, consistently hitting a variety of shots on the move. I wouldn't call him a lead initiator at the next level, but him as a connecting passer seems perfect. He had a positive assist to turnover ratio and is a capable drive and kick playmaker. On defense, Peavy is one of the best playmakers, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Peavy again averaged 2.3 steals and his 3.7 steal percentage ranked in the 97th percentile. He's physical and relies on anticipation plus quick hands and is adept at converting these into easy points, as he ranked in the 99th percentile with 3.8 fast break points a game. He had 14 games with 3 or more steals and had 2 games where he eclipsed 7 steals. Now, he does show flashes of being someone who can be a locked in and a more than capable switchy defender, but sometimes he makes really bad gambles that hurts his team. He also needs a substantial amount of work navigating screens. He gets caught up on screens and doesn't have the recovery speed to be an effective chaser just yet. Other times he guesses wrong on where the handler is going or reacts late to the move. Despite this, Peavy shows many flashes and has the tools to be a disruptive defender in the league, who can also switch, so if he gets into the right situation, he can be a really valuable, strong body 3-and-D player. Last but not least, for the big man is my most underrated prospect so far, and that's Kentucky's Amari Williams. Williams, standing at 7 feet with a 7'5" wingspan, weighing 260 pounds, has one of the more unique games, showing multiple elite traits this season. Williams spent 4 years at Drexel and earned 2 CAA Defensive Player of the Year awards before transferring to Kentucky this past season. He posted 11 points, 8.5 rebounds, 3.2 assists, and 1.2 blocks in his final year. Williams is an interior/post-up scoring 5 who absolutely excels at passing the basketball. His passing is his best skill to me and is the clearest bet of any center in the draft becoming a hub for an offense. He posted a 24.7 assist percentage, which ranked in the 99th percentile for his position. His calmness in the post, no matter what the defense does, aids his ability to use his court vision and execute simple or needle-threading passes. He's a skilled passer with tremendous feel for the game, and his quick decision-making jumps off the screen. He's adept at manipulating defenders either with his eyes or ball fakes and faking handoffs to let more motion and cuts occur. His placement of passes is also impressive as well. He passed a lot from the post given how Kentucky played through him, but as a hub and at the high post, he was just as good, if not better. Williams plays like a fearless quarterback sometimes, so that will lead to turnovers. He averaged 2.3 turnovers per game, which is still a positive assist to turnover ratio, but once his usage rate, which was 27% this year, goes down in the league, he should be able to commit less of them. He loves to score in the post and has the ability to bully guys and finish over both shoulders. He shot 66% at the rim and 46% in the paint this season. I honestly don't think his post game is that refined, as he mostly relies on bully ball to get to his spots, which to me is a good thing because I project him to post up way less in the league, which in my opinion will make him more efficient. With that being said, the bully ball was a lot to handle for collegiate opponents, as he ranked in the 98th percentile and free throw rate at 74.4%. But this highly rated skill was not taken fully advantage of because he only shoots 62% at the line. Working on free throws and making more of his free throws should be a focus every day because he could be so much better if he turned this skill into more points. He is also really strong in the rebound department. He again ranked in the 99th percentile in something, this time being defensive rebound percentage, which was 29.7. Offensively, he had a 10.3 offensive rebound rate and averaged 3 second chance points a game, which ranked in the 96th percentile. I still think he's criminally underrated, but he 100% has flaws. On defense, most of them stem from a lack of foot quickness. At 260 pounds, he doesn't have the quickest feet, which can be a hunting point in the NBA. He could get blown by, and in pick and pops, he can be a step slow to get out, which leads to trouble. In pick and roll, it can go the same way, with teams putting him in actions and forcing him to move more than he would like to. Where he is good at though is drop coverage, or any coverage where he can stay at least close to the paint and rotate over to drives if need be. He can protect the paint quite a bit, but his foot speed does hinder him outside of it. Williams has a clear role as an interior playmaking 5 hub, coming off the bench and giving his all to the game. But it is imperative, in my opinion, that he takes the strength and conditioning resources seriously in the league. If he's able to get quicker laterally and keep that strength on, we can see a more versatile defensive player now matched with those offensive skills. Based on how it looks like the league thinks of him, 28 and 32 are too high for him, but teams down the board will really consider him. But that is a video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, please comment down below who you would like to see the Celtics draft, and let's have a conversation. But this is Nick. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.